Hello everyone, and welcome to another week in our garden. It's very overcast at the moment, some big black clouds up there again. We've had some torrential downpours, but we seem to have got through it with no floods, etc. So this week we're going to start at the bottom. I'm going to show you the new greenhouse that we've actually got up, and then we'll harvest our way up to the grape, and I need to cut some of the grapes off. I've got far too many grapes on there, so we'll sort that out when we get up there. But first of all, this is the greenhouse. I did get it up. I had two people to help, my son and Murray. Thanks to them we got it up. I have put the tank over there just temporary until we get that end finished, and then we'll probably put a bigger tank there. I did manage to get the onions lifted, and we did have them on the garden, but because of the bad weather I brought them down. I've put them in here. They just threw the lats on the bench just to let them dry out. And also I brought the peppers down out the top greenhouse because it's a lot warmer in this one, and they seem to be liking it. Now we've still got quite a bit to do to the greenhouse, especially outside. I want to put some cold frames to the front of it eventually. But I'm so pleased to have got it up, and believe it or not, we've had torrential rain on it, which has actually washed some of the glass. But it hasn't leaked. There's only a couple of leaks in it that we can sort out as and when. So I'm very pleased we got it up. It's a lovely greenhouse, and with it being cedar wood, it also smells nice in here as well. Let's go up the garden and see what wants doing. Now I thought I'd just show you the progress of the squashes on the frame. It's every day I have to come down here and tie them in because they grow so much, especially with this rainy weather we're getting. Now a little concern that while I'm laid up with my knee, how Diane's going to tie all this up. I'll have to sort her a small ladder out. Right, we're going to start by harvesting a few of the courgettes. There's quite a few ready, so we'll get them off. These are the yellow ones, called gold mine. Look alright, a bit dirty at the bottom, but that's fine, that'll wash off. One or two of the green ready, we'll take those as well. It's a bit on the large side, but that'll be fine. That's better, that's a nice courgette. Well then, that's enough courgettes for today. They'll probably go to gemmers as well. Now the outdoor tomatoes are still doing remarkably well. Now one of the problems with outdoor tomatoes, especially in this stormy sort of weather we're getting this year, is that they're growing quite quick. Then you have a few days sunshine, and then we have rain again, and they will split. They will crack the skins. Not a lot you can do. If you get them early and let them ripen either in the greenhouse or in the house, that's the best way to cope with it. Okay, now we'll try and get some of this beetroot up. If Diane can turn the camera and show you what's coming across now, we might have to abandon the film. It's not too bad if it was just a light shower, but some of these are torrential. They're bouncing off the top of my head. Right, let's get this beetroot up. It's still a bit on the small side, but that's the size we're wanting, not this year. So we'll fill this basket. They're pulling quite easy because we've pulled some already. They're a little bit loose in the ground. That's ideal there. I'm going to pick all these today because hopefully I can put a few carrots in then, which are not germinating by the way yet. Right, so I'll pull this beet and then I'll come back to you. Hopefully still dry. That's the beetroot out of this frame top. We'll take it up to the shed and give it a wash and clean it up. Big and small, it'll all do nice. I'm hoping now we can just lift some potatoes. So I'm just going to take some of these potatoes. These are second earlies and they're called International Kidney. We'll see, they've made huge tops, so we'll see what's under them. Oops. I speared one there, so that'll be immediate use. They're fine. They're a bit wet because we've had a lot of rain, but they'll be okay. Let's look at the size of the tops on these potatoes. That's all that rain we've been having. So I'll dig again in the same hole, see if there's any left. It's very wet. I seem to have got them. So that's not bad from one root. Let's take another one. I'll just dig just there, just to make sure there's none in. That's fine. Let's see if we can try not to spear one this time. Oh, we've got potatoes. I should take them all off because I don't want any falling back for next year's seed. Oh. Now it's just starting to rain, but we'll try and lift these. That's a good one for a second early. There you go. I think we're going to have to abandon the pick for a few moments because it really is beginning to rain quite heavy. Right, the rain's passed over us for now, I think. While Diane was up at the top greenhouse, I lifted the last of the turnips. They're the snowball turnips. So I'll pop these in the wheelbarrow. Now we're a bit muddy, but we'll carry on. Where did we get to? Yeah, I'll just lift again, see if there's anything still in there. Seems to have got them up. I'm just going to dig one more root, I think, today. It's rather wet. Just get these up here that we can see. That's a stone, we don't want that one. Right, let's see what we've got. It's very heavy, I'll have to do it slowly, I think. Look at the size of these. Huge tops on them. Right. We'll have to give them a wash and clean. Try when you're lifting to make sure you get them all. If these little ones get left behind, they'll be next year's potatoes then. I'm going to have to go in again to lift this. There's the seed. Don't want that. There's still quite a few on that one. Right? So I caught that one with the fork. I think that's it. I'll just have another look. That's fine. Now, because I'm close to the next potato now, what I'll do is turn that back onto there now to keep the light out. And then just level up. There you go then, that's 3 of our roots that we just lifted. There's some very nice ones in there. They'll do nicely. International kidney, second earliest. Now, if you remember, the cauliflowers that were in this tunnel just came up and blew. So I took them out and we reset the seed for these cauliflowers a few weeks ago, and I planted them out yesterday. It looks like we had a butterfly must have got in the greenhouse. I've just taken a green caterpillar off, so it's eaten 1 or 2. I'll just have to keep my eye on them now. Now I'm going to lift 1 or 2 spring onions, and then actually we're going to plant 3 more cauliflowers in the 3rd tunnel that was also had cabbage in that blew, so we just removed them. I'm just going to take these onions at this end, not a lot, just enough to get by. I'll just put that clip over there because I want to clip that down again. Now remember, it's no good just grabbing them and pulling them. It's best to put your knife under and just ease them. Just cut the roots a little and take it up as a clump. Take as much soil off as you can. Try and use the back of the knife. There you are. And then we'll wash those and they'll come apart beautifully. Nice onions those. I'll just get another bunch to go with it. This one I think, it's a bit tight on, so we'll take that one. Same again, look, try and leave as much soil as possible. There you are. And we'll wash those in a moment. A good handful of spring onions. 1 or 2 is a bit large, but that's fine. Now the cabbages in this tunnel are the summer cabbages that we grow for making coleslaw. As you can see, they've made big heads on them. They're looking very well, but they haven't blown. So Sherwood F1 will take the rain and the heat. Now we bought this one as a red cabbage, but I'm afraid it looks a bit green, but they're making good hearts, so we'll use them as a green cabbage. Now these cauliflowers I'm putting in here These are spring cauliflowers, so they won't be ready till January, February, March time. Whereas the first batch we put in, they should be ready around Christmas time, but these will be later. 3 more just to pop in. I've done all those. There's 18 to a tunnel. Well rooted, they'll do nicely, look. Nothing, nice clean leaves, but I got to this stage with the other one and got a caterpillar. I've used the bulb planter. And made a really deep hole, same as before, and I put them in and really tighten them up around them. Just check them as you go, make sure there's nothing on them. They're fine. Again, plenty of root growing. In it goes with a deep bulb planter to fit snugly in the holes, look, and then press them in. Scatter around. With having the sunshine and showers that we're getting now in the summer, these won't be long getting established. I will water them now just in case. We'll seal this tunnel up now and let them get on with the growing. Now the cabbages in this tunnel were savoys. Now these savoys should have been ready November, December, ready for Christmas, but we've eaten as many as possible. We've given quite a few away, but as you can see, they're making very good cabbages, but at the wrong time of the year. So there's just these 4 left now. As soon as these 4 have been lifted, I'll revamp the soil. Perhaps put some bloodfish and bone in it, not too much, just a little bit, and I'll put some winter cabbage and some kale in. Just going to get a couple of kohlrabi for the salads. You just pull any 2 really. There's a nice one, look. These are the purple ones, quite pretty. And this one, we'll take the 2 first ones, it's safe going right back there. They don't want to be a lot bigger than that though, that's as big enough. I don't know whether you can see, but the celeriac's doing quite well. We won't be looking at that till nearly winter. And in this end, the leeks are settling down nicely in the tunnel. First time I've grown them in the tunnel, but they look fine. Now, the celery is doing very well with this rainy weather, and I really haven't touched this since we put it in. And I had a look this morning and some are ready, so we're going to start lifting them, because if you don't lift them you'll find that you'll get them all ready at once. So it's best to start early and enjoy them while they're young, and then by the time we're finishing we're not wasting them, okay? Early celery, that'll do nicely. I'll just cut the bottom off. I'll just take these little bits off. There you are then. We'll take that up and get it cleaned up at the bench. That's a nice piece of celery, nice and white. That'll do nicely. I'm going to try and lift some of this radish now. As you can see, it's been annihilated by flea beetle. But the flea beetle is very difficult to control, but it doesn't actually affect the radish itself, so we should be alright. Yeah, the radish is fine, it's just the tops that they get. So we'll just take a few big ones as we can. There's a few radishes. They're actually called French breakfast, this one. So they should be decent. As I say, the tops, I've got a bad infestation of flea beetle, but the bottoms are fine. While we're here, we'll just show you the sunflowers. Now these sunflowers were bought especially because they only got to 2 feet high, which would have been nice in these beds. But as you see, I'm 5'10", and it perhaps means it's 2 foot above me. I don't know whether it's the crazy weather we've had, but there should be nice compact plants, but obviously not. As you can see, we've picked the peas, and Diane's blanched and frozen them down, ready for winter use, but we have had some. They're absolutely beautiful this year. There is 1 or 2 pods still left on, but I'm leaving those and then use those pods for seed. Okay. As you can see, the borlotti beans are coming along nicely. No problem there, we'll leave them to get on. There's quite a few on them. But again, should get to about 6 feet high. That's just above me, and they've actually grown through the top. And the peas did, and the runner beans have as well. Right, we're just going to pick a few of the runner beans. These are cobra. They always do well on this ground, cobra. As you can see, there's plenty there to start picking. We'll take the bigger ones and then keep picking until we pick out. We'll pick a few, and then this will be very nice for the weekend actually. And the first picking is always the best of the beans. So we'll work our way through them and hopefully fill the basket. Look at that, absolutely beautiful. Not stringy at all, cobra. I like these beans. We'll get them picked because it's easier with 2 of us, and then we'll come back to you. Okay. That's a few of the cobra beans picked. Diane said that's enough for now. She's got enough to cope with, she says. Now that will be the last of the harvest today, but we do need to sort that grapevine out. Get those grapes thinned down a bit. I'm a little late doing it, so I must do it today. I have started, and I've left a little section for it to show you what I do. Right, here we are under the grapevine. As you can see now, all the bunches of grapes are all nicely spaced out. Now, to show you the amount of grapes I've taken off here, I've actually put them in some crates. These are the 2 crates of the grapes that I've cut off. As you can see, there's quite a few of them. Since we pruned the top back, and this is the length of the growth that has grown up on top of the vine. The vine up there has made at least 4 feet of growth on top. Now if we left this on top, the grapes below would never ripen. Also, if you left this on top, your grapes will get mildew underneath because you're not getting the airflow. So that's why we take it all off. I took off about 3 wheelbarrow loads. That's how much we took off. So you can tell how much growth you get on the top of the vine. Right, so having done that, and we've removed the grapes, so there's a little bit of space, and officially it should be about 12 inches between bunches. This is a little bit less. I've left this area here just to show you how thick they were before we start. Now, as you can see, there's far too many grapes bunches in there. We need to thin that down quite considerably. Now I'll get the other secateurs to take off some of these branches. What I do, because the vine is so crazy and grows like mad, I follow them up, and this one is showing no grapes, and I follow it all the way down, and I should take it off just about here. Look, I should go just above that node. Okay, cut that off. There is one or two little bits of grape on it, but they're not going to make anything. If you look at the growth, and I've already stopped it yesterday, so it was huge. But all the goodness is going to bypass these grapes that are very small anyway. So we have another one here, look. So we take that off there. We start taking the branches and the leaves off so we can see what we've got to work with underneath. Don't worry about the leaves coming off. The vine will grow more leaves, but it won't grow any more grapes this year. So if we take some of these leaves off so we can see what we're doing. Take all those off there. I'll have to clean up afterwards. Now we're beginning to see what we've got. Right, as you can see, far too many there. So change to the other secateurs now. And we'll thin those bunches down. You can still use the other secateurs, but I find it easier for me to use these. So we've got bunches up here. That's fine, there's a bunch above that one, I believe, there. So you've got a nice bunch up there. So this needs removing. You just follow it back best you can. And then we'll take those off. There you go, that's the first bunch away. So looking at the grapes, far too many grapes just here, look. So if we remove that one, and that one, and that one, I think we'll get some more light and air to those. And if you take them off, the vine will put more energy into these grapes, so these grapes will be bigger. So you can see there's a bunch at the back there that I can't get to here. So what we'll do, we'll halve that bunch. There you go. And see if we can get it from the back. There it is. So there, look. Let's get that one. There you go. So now you've got a nice bunch up there, nice bunch there. If you look at those two bunches, this is a better bunch, so we'll remove this one. I'm just dropping them on the floor for now and I've tidied. You've got two bunches against each other just there, look. So if we remove that one and leave these two. There's a runner going up there, so we'll take that off. If we leave that one, there's a bunch at the back, it's not going to do anything back there. So we'll take that out. This is, can you see this bunch? That's never going to make anything, so we'll take that off. So we've got nice spaced out bunches. We'll sort this one out in a moment. We'll leave that one because it's nice and low, but this one at the back we will remove. So it's nice spacing. Here that's a very sparse one, look, so we'll take that one off. That one's filling up nicely, so we'll leave that one. There's two bunches here, we'll keep that one and get rid of this one, I think. It's a smaller bunch. There's one up there, that's fine. That's fine, I think. Yes, that's fine. Nicely spaced. Here, we'll have to sort this out a little bit. There's a very small bunch back there. We'll get rid of those. And that one's very small. This one here, I don't know if you can see it, that's very small. but it's in a space on its own, so we'll leave that one, but take this one off. Yeah, take those. Here again, not very small, take those. Leave that one. That's a nice bunch, look, so we'll keep that one, and it's in a nice place where we'll be able to see it as well. This one of those two's got to go, so it'll have to be that one. Now this piece here needs sorting. A lot of grapes and leaves, so let's just take some of these leaves and have a look what we've got. There's a lot of grapes there, look, I can't leave it like that. So let's have a look what we got in that's a leaf. Let's get rid of that. So we start at the top and have a look, see what's in there. That's a small bunch, that one can come off there. I'm going to try and keep that bunch there and take this one off. This one is not doing anything at all, so let's get rid of that if we can. I might have to cut several times to get that one out. There you are. We're getting there. That one's not a brilliant bunch, but we'll leave that one for a minute. Underneath again, look, that's a small one. Can you see this one here, look? Small one. That's not a bad bunch. We'll try and keep that one, but it's a little tiny bunch there. We'll get rid of that. And this one here, look, we'll take that one out. Just this here to sort out now. So there's actually two bunches there, so this one I'm afraid has got to go. So if you can look at it now, we've got a nice bunch there, nice there, not so good here. I think that one is best gone. Some dead leaves there, we'll take those off. There's a runner there that's going to try and get in the shed. Now if we stand back, you can see that the grapes are nicely spaced. I'm looking for anything that's very tiny, like that one there, look. That's not going to make much, so we may as well take it off now. There's another one there. These are not going to make anything, so let's have them off. Now I don't know whether you can see that, but that looks a lot better with the grapes nicely spaced out. I'm a little bit concerned this area here wants sorting. Far too many grapes hanging there. That will make lots of small grapes. If we reduce it, you'll have bigger grapes and better grapes. The thing is to have a good look at them. Any leaves that are in the way, snip those off so you can see what's happening here. Now that's one bunch there, another bunch there, and then two smaller bunches there. So if we we definitely got to remove that one, not because that is very small and sparse. Let's take that one off. Another one round at the back. I'll show you it when I cut it. See that? Look, there's nothing on it, so let's take that one off. That one's fine. So we've still got to get rid of one of these, and it'll have to be that one at the back, I think. That one. And if I remove that one there, there's nothing on that, you see. Let me take that off. And we still need more off. I think if we remove that one, we can leave those. Those are not going to do much. Look, let's take those off. That's fine. If you can see right at the top there, this one right at the top, that's not doing much, so that will have to come off. To get rid of that. And there you are. Doesn't that look better? That looks a lot better. That, I'm happy with that. We'll leave that at that. We can always come back and thin them again if need be. Now the air and the light can get through these bunches of grapes, and hopefully there'll be no mildew and they'll swell up a lot better. You can leave them all on, which that's what we used to do when we first planted. We planted it as a canopy. And we had loads and loads of grapes, but they was very, very small. Now we thin them down and we get a little bit bigger grape, because we could thin them again. But we have it for wine, so we need lots of them to get the juice. And that's how I prune and thin my grapevine. Now this is today's harvest, that I'll go through it with you and tell you what we lifted. The tomatoes and the cucumber is what Diane lifted when it was raining from the top greenhouse. Very nice, those. We got the celery, which is nice and white and very crispy. That's going to be nice. Some spring onions, some radish, courgettes, gold and green. Very nice second early potatoes. We got some beetroot. That's the largest and that's the smallest, so it's a good variety of beetroot. All will be used. Some turnip. It'll probably be blanched down and frozen for winter soups, etc. The first pick of the beans, and they look absolutely beautiful. Cobra, I like those. And a couple of the purple skinned kohlrabi. Now that'll be about it for this week. I hope you've enjoyed it. Quite a good harvest this week. Diane said it's a wonderful harvest, so that'll be the title on the film this week. Wonderful harvest. I have got the grapevine trim bank. It was a job I wanted to do a week ago, but never quite got round to it with other things. Now, so that'll be about it. As I said, next week I shall, fingers crossed, and hopefully be having my knee up, so I won't see you probably for a week, at least a week, and I won't see you for about a week or so. So thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, we do appreciate that, and we'll see you soon. Bye now.